How's it going, everybody? It's AfroDJMac back again with the Elektron Analog Heat, and I want to just show you how this thing sounds on drums, how we can add some nice distortion and some cool effects, and use the filter. So right now I've just got an 808 kit playing a pretty basic beat. There's nothing happening with the heat. I'm going to activate it now, and now we're on clean boost. And it brings a nice extra presence to it. I'd like to point out how interesting the EQ can be, especially on something so bass heavy as the 808 kick. The kick drum just really gets extra power with this low end control, and we can even pull that all away from it. Set it to somewhere around the middle. Maybe just a little extra. You can do the same thing with the high end too. Some nice presence. I find that these two equalizers are nice for adding the high end and the low end without kind of overpowering everything. The high is a great presence control. So I'm going to add a little bit of drive to the clean boost. And I just really like the presence and almost compression I get out of this. Again, maybe I'll just let you guys get the volume matched a little bit. And we'll turn this back on. Let's experiment with some of the different distortions. I'm cranking the drive pretty hard for a really nice distorted 808 sound, overdriven. Enhancement is pretty cool too. Mid drive, now we're starting to get like some pretty heavy crunch going on to our drums. So I might drive a little less. And I'm in crunch now. Classic distortion is probably one of my favorites because I find you can do some nice subtle things with it with the drive very low, but then you get these pretty heavy, compressed, distorted sounds. And now, while this might not be exactly what you want to do on your drum set, it is still a pretty cool sound. And nice to have the option to get this wild sound, this crazy distortion, and it sounds really neat on the kick drum. Let it bring us back to the clean. Turn up the drive a little and just play around with the filter a little. And it's a really musical filter. You can kind of tune it to your drums a little bit. Somewhere around there. There are certain sweet spots depending on your sound that you can really find. And as you start distorting these, some interesting sounds. So that's on an 808 kit. I've also got another kit which we can listen to. So this is one of the hybrid kits from Ableton. Sounds like this, totally clean. And we'll start adding in some of our analog heat. And what a great presence boost. This kind of glues everything together just on clean boost with some nice amount of drive going. I really like saturation on a real sounding drum kit. Some heavy drive. Again, the difference. Once you get past enhancement, I think is where the real kind of effect of distortion starts kicking in. Because enhancement still maintains a lot of the kind of integrity of the original sound. But as we start getting into mid-drive, now things start breaking up a bit, especially in the high drive settings. But what's kind of cool is I can put the dry up a little bit so I get a little more of a mixture. And now I maintain the original sound with this nice rough crunch going on. Same thing now with the distortion. these could be like nice effects for certain sections of songs. If I'm going for a lo-fi rock sound, which I often am, I might try a pretty heavy drive with the dry wet about halfway, maybe even on enhancement. Really nice aggressive sound on the drums. So I'm not really finding a case in which I don't enjoy the Analog Heat. It's really doing some nice work on all of my sounds. Highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. It's starting to feel like an important part of my rig that I kind of need there, because you get just such nice, tasteful, and useful boosts to your sounds. Enjoy.